Steve-O, you are a clown. Come on, Mom.
No, wait, I don't think that's a good idea.
I just have to say, you, Lima, Steve Timmer, Aunt Missy can all go f yourselves. It's called Castle Bam, it's not called Castle Jet. When they know that you have insurance and they know that you can pay for it or you have money, they'll just keep it on going and going and going. Skateboarding is for professionals.
This week is going to be an important one for Bam Margera, as on May 25th, he'll be heading to court to address the most recent offenses against him. Offenses that led to him running from the law for a time before surrendering to the police. He's been accused of assault of certain levels, and the person he assaulted was his own brother. And that's only one of the many things that Bam has going on due to his outbursts and reckless behavior over the last several months. In other words, it's hard to keep up with what's been going on, so we'll help you out.
And it's my brother with Joe DeVito from MTV who did all the Viva La Bam stuff.
Okay.
The producer.
DeVito.
Joe DeVito.
Oh, DeVito. Okay.
So I meet them right near the airport bar. They get a gin and tonic, so do I. We start chit-chatting, and then they say, Bam, we want you to go to a treatment center. I'm like, well, you're drinking right now.
Let's start with a different personal issue that isn't directly tied to his upcoming court appearance, as Bam Margera reportedly wants to dismiss ex-Nicole Boyd's request for legal separation, claiming they were never married in the first place.
12 White Claws when I showed up, and she's narrowed it down to now 2.
This is about June 2001.
Yeah, and so I was there for about 3 weeks.
And
12
Tremaine
to
had
2.
just put a restraining order out on you. Just now.
Yeah, because I said I was burning his house down.
Boyd and I have never been married, legally or otherwise, the Viva La Bam alum argued in court documents obtained on Tuesday by various sources. To my knowledge, Boyd has never legally changed her name in any state to Nicole Margera. Every driver's license or other form of identification I have seen Boyd possess bears the name Nicole Boyd.
Were you gonna burn his house down?
No, it's just saying I'm mad at you.
It's like when you said I'm gonna jump
How
off
can
the
I burn
bridge.
your house down if I'm in Florida and you live in Los Angeles?
That's the question I'm wondering.
Well, he's such a pussy that he had to file a restraining order.
Well, see, my
He's such a
conspiracy
pussy
theory-
that everybody could get with on the Jackass set at any given moment,
Any
even
moment.
during lunchtime.
Yeah.
But you have to sign a contract that says Jeff can't because he's the director.
Margera and Boyd had a matrimonial ceremony in Reykjavik, Iceland on October 5th, 2013. And the nuptials were featured in a since-deleted video on the MTV Alums YouTube channel, which is totally not suspicious.
did this restraining order thing because they knew that just a couple days later, somebody named, I don't know, possibly Lima Yevremovich, maybe somebody else, was going to be having these papers ready, signed, sealed, and ready to go to say, look how unhinged this crazy person is. Look, he's a crazy reality star and he has schizophrenia. And look, he's threatening little girls.
And if you're wondering, if you get married in another country, you don't need the same license when you move to another country or return to the country you live. You just have to make sure the first one is valid, which seems to be the point of contention here. Margera explained in a court filing that he and Boyd always had a turbulent and unstable relationship throughout their more than 10-year run and took breaks on numerous occasions.
And doesn't that just give them a lot of ammo to use against you in this Arizona thing just a week later or whatever?
It's just about...
I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist.
If you call and file a random complaint quickly and it's on document, so now if I'm ever in front of a court with a judge, then they're going to see just a laundry list of things that are nonsense, but it looks like a whole bunch of stuff.
And that's what I've been decoding.
Look at what he's done. He did this, that, and the other thing, and the other thing, the other thing, the other thing.
During these breaks, Boyd would leave my home and go stay with her family in California, the Jackass alum said. However, Boyd would always come back to Pennsylvania soon thereafter, and we would resume our dating relationship. As for the European wedding, Margera said that he fully knew and understood that Boyd and I were not married. Boyd told me that she also knew and understood that we were not married, he further claimed. So what we have here is a case of needing proof. If there is a license saying they got married, then they are legally married so long as it's a valid license. If not, then Bam is actually in the right here. 2. The response. Boyd's attorney David Glass said in response, as an initial matter, it was not until just recently that Nikki had ever heard Bam's claim that they were never married. She was told that the wedding would occur in Iceland and that it was all taken care of. She had a wedding ceremony and then returned to the US and lived like a married couple with Bam for years. Glass also noted that because Boyd in good faith believed she was married to Margera, then at the very least she's considered a putative spouse under California law, and is entitled to division of property and spousal support, in addition to child custody and support. In February, the model filed for legal separation in Los Angeles, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. She also recently asked the court for spousal support at the time. It was then revealed that Boyd filed the paperwork because she had concerns about Margera's behavior around their 5-year-old son, Phoenix. Margera also accused Boyd in the new court documents of moving to California, in part for the purpose of filing these actions in California, to take advantage of the putative marriage laws that exist in California, but not Pennsylvania. Glass said in defense of his client that the plain facts are that the parties together moved to California and lived here for months before Bam was placed into rehab by his parents. And thus, here we have a matter of legalese, where it may come down to how you want to interpret the law and whether it's good to interpret it in one way or another. That's another matter for another time, as Bam will have issues with his brother very soon. 1. Bam's brother. Now it's time to get back to the assault that he did on his brother, Jess. As stated previously, the initial court hearing for this case will happen on the 25th, and it could go in many directions, mainly because of how Bam has been acting and what he did after the incident with his brother, Jess. Ironically, Jess has tried to maintain a positive outlook on things. "I'm trying to stay positive. Bam really is the sweetest guy when he isn't messed up," Jess Margera wrote in one tweet at the time. "But since his meth habit, he's unrecognizable, and I really don't know what he's capable of." Adding that Bam had recently been hallucinating and screaming at a person that wasn't there. In another tweet, Jess wrote that he's obviously very worried about Bam, but is extremely worried that there is an 8-year-old child with him and his girlfriend. "I can't even imagine the environment in that car right now," he said. "She doesn't deserve that unnecessary trauma." And when one fan called Jess out about it, he fired back. "Make peace? Lol. Dude, that's been up on meth for a week and screaming at his shadow on the wall randomly attacked me while I was making a cup of coffee, and was screaming about killing my dad. I still don't even know what he was mad at," Jess wrote. While Bam got out on bail after surrendering to the authorities, he wasn't afraid to spit some insults on his brother. "Well, my brother made false accusations of me being on meth, but when I wear to God and Phoenix the wolf's life, I'm not. I went with my lawyers to urgent care." Guess what, Jess Margera? The results are negative. Now you will be evicted from Castle Bam sooner than later. Get your homeowner. Oh wait, not no more. Bam also said that for the sake of his son, Phoenix, he's done drinking, saying, "I have been through official turmoil with my family." Jess wasn't moved by this, and more recently he posted more messages about how he was worried about his brother. "I hope none of you ever have to hurt as much as me right now," Jess Margera wrote in an Instagram story over the weekend. "He's dying and there's nothing I can do about it. I might have permanent hearing damage from Bam's desperate, lame-ass little attack while I was making coffee," Jess Margera tweeted later on. "If that's the case, all of my band's upcoming tour income will be sued for, and I will win. I'm not a fun enemy to have." The CKY drummer added that he'd donate any lawsuit proceeds to mental health programs. He also ripped into his brother's alleged enablers and singled out Bam Margera's girlfriend. Some of the actor's supporters accused his brother of being overly dramatic. Jess Margera wasn't having it. "It sucks that you guys kinda don't realize the severity of this. I mean, how could you really? You don't know him." But his lifelong friends that didn't cut him off for mental health reasons yet and came for a visit all agree that it's amazing he's still alive. "All these strangers that don't know Bam will have to live with themselves if they enable him to his death," Jess Margera tweeted on Monday. "But they are strangers, so I don't think they'll be as affected by it as, say, me or my parents or his son." He also reflected on his own problems with addiction, which he said he turned around in 2004 thanks to his daughter, Ava. "I found out about Ava and it scared the crap out of me," he tweeted Saturday. "A little human depends on me. I can't frick up. I'm so glad I chose to be a good dad instead of a selfish." There are many reasons that people are going to be watching the 25th court date and wanting to know what happened in it. The biggest thing being that things are likely going to get more chaotic, both during and after the session. But will things turn out for the better, or will Bam continue to make them difficult? We'll find out soon enough. And there you have it, everyone. A look at what Bam has been doing over the last few weeks and whether things will change for him.